Hello YouTube land, and thank you for coming back to Golden Car Comics. I haven't put up a video in a while, and I was thinking, boy, I'd really like to put up a video. So I was thinking about what I could do, and I saw all these tagged videos of the top comics that people want to get slabbed. I think that's a great idea. No one tagged me personally. I'm a little wounded, but you know what? I don't have quite as many subscribers as some of the other people, and that's okay. I get it. So anyway, when somebody said, hey, and if I didn't tag you, tag yourself. So here I am. I'm tagging myself. I wanted to give you a little something else to look at besides comics, and this is my Cheetah Bombshell statue, one of the newest in my collection. I collect the Bombshell statues. I'm currently only missing two, the Harley Quinn, the first Harley, and the Black Canary. But I know that the run of the Black Canary is coming back out, and they're going to be finishing off the run of 5200, so I'm patiently waiting for her. So if you get bored with the comics, Cheetah, over here, looking good. Alright, so the first comic that I would like to get slabbed, graded, is my 1 in 25 cover variant of Neal Adams' The Coming of the Superman. I was so excited when I found out that Neal Adams was doing a new book, and that it's, subject was Superman. I had to grab it. I've been collecting the series, and of course I grabbed the variant for the first cover. I would like to get it signed, but Neal Adams didn't make it to Denver Comic-Con this year. Hopefully he will be coming soon. If not, I'll be reaching out to one of my YouTube buddies and seeing if they could take this and get it signed for me. Of course, I'd be happy to pay for it. But anyway, so that's comic number 1. Now, a lot of these videos, they were, your top 5 or your top 10. I am so indecisive. All these comics I want to get graded, but I'll fly through them quickly. First off, this is actually my son's book, Edge of Spider-Verse, the first appearance of Spider-Gwen, and, well, self-explanatory. I'd love to get it graded. My son read it once, so I doubt it'd be a 9.8 or even maybe a 9.6, but I know it's been kept in great shape. I would expect a 9.2, maybe a 9.4, but there you go. This is a DC Bombshells, issue number 1. This is the 1 in 25 cover variant. Would love to get that graded. Issue number 1 of The Strain. Love vampire books, vampire movies in general. The Strain has been a great TV series. It's a shame that it's on late night on FX. It's going to be hitting its 3rd season here coming in August. But if you haven't watched the series, check it out. But this is the first issue. Dark Horse Star Wars number 1. Because, I used to have, when I was a kid, I used to have the Marvel Star Wars comics number 1 and so on. I even had the Big Treasury. But I don't have them anymore. Do have Dark Horse number 1. It's even signed by Peter Mayhew. And that would be going to CBCS. It's actually in really good shape. I have some, looks like I have some stuff on, whatever. A lot of these need a pressing and a dry cleaning too. Fairly new book right here, but Alex Ross on the Alex Ross cover. A little play on the Harley Quinn when Harley Quinn first came into the DC universe. But Alex Ross's art, what can you say? If I could get this signed, that would be fantastic. But I haven't even opened the book. I read somebody else's copy. So, but that's what this was the full ink variant, or the full color variant. Sorry, this is the inked variant. God, this still looks amazing. And the sketched variant, which still looks amazing. Again, I'd like to get all 3 of those signed by Alex Ross, but I've kept them as pristine as I can. Love these books. Semper Fi, if you're watching, you need to add at least the full color to your collection. It'll look great next to that Harley Quinn that you've got and that I want. But anyway, Now we have Justice League of America #1, the New 52. I think this is a great cover. This is the Wyoming state flag. Wyoming is I consider it my home state. I was born in New York, but and I've lived all over. I've lived internationally. My dad was in the Air Force. We traveled, but Wyoming's been my home since I was 13, 14 years old, and I've made a living here. Met several women here, but my fiance, of course, I met here. My son was born here. This is where we bought our first home. This comic's special to me, and I've kept it in great shape. I was told that DC printed various numbers of the different state flags based on how popular they thought it would be and population. So if that reasoning is correct, then this should be one of the rarer books. But there it is. Next we have The Amazing Spider-Man #600. I just think it's a cool cover. My son is the big Spider-Man fan, but that doesn't mean I don't like him. Love to get this book graded. Outcast #1. Right off the rack, my local comic shop had it in. Said, hey, look, Kirkman came out with a new book. I said, hey, I'll grab it. And now it's a new series on Cinemax, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard great and weird things about it. So, yes, I'd like to get that graded as well. Alright, Captain Carrot. Big fan of Captain Carrot. Yeah, New Teen Titans, #16. But first appearance of Captain Carrot. This copy is actually autographed by Scott Shaw, the creator, one of the co-creators of Captain Carrot. And so, I'm this close to finishing the run. That close to finishing the run. So anyway, but I would like to get the first appearance of Captain Carrot graded, along with issue #1. I just loved this cover when I was a kid. Obviously, it's cut off near the top there. Printing back in the '80s, not always the best thing out there, but it's great colors. They just try to jump out at you. The green of the Kryptonite chains, the uniforms, the yellow of Captain Carrot's uniform. It's in really nice shape. Love to get that graded as well. And moving on to Harley Quinn #1. Again, pristine copy. I think I've read it once, so it might have a little spine wear there, but it's just a great book. It's New 52 or Harley Quinn #1. Chad Hardin did sign it right there. So that would be going to CBCS. We're trying to fly through these here. We're already at 8 minutes, so I'm pretty proud of my books, though. Alright, but since we did that one, we'll go with my autograph pile. That would, of course, be going to CBCS, unless CGC came up with a service to certify autographs. J. Scott Campbell was at Denver Comic Con. Check out my last Denver Comic Con video. And he signed Harley's Little Black Book, the sketched variant, the ink variant, and the full color variant. I would love to get those all graded because I haven't touched them. They came out of the poly bag. They're actually an eBay buy, but they came out of the poly bag, went right into sleeves and boards, and then they got signed. This is my son's. This is a sketched Spider-Man, black and white, done by Humberto Ramos. He signed it. #1. Again, pristine copy. It's never been opened to be read. Humberto Ramos did it a couple years ago at Denver Comic Con and did a great job. And since I found out that CBCS does verify sketches, I did not know that. But they do verify sketches as well as the autographs, so I would love for CBCS to do it. Same story with my Batman Black and White #1. Neil Adams did the zombie Batman for me. Signed. Beautiful. I got pictures of him doing it, and I would love to get that graded. Keeping with the sketch theme, this one I just picked up at the most recent Denver Comic Con. Chad Hardin, once again, God, what a great job he did. I mean, the sketch alone would have been fantastic, but he did it with the pink pencil and the blues and put it all together, and excuse me, sorry. And it's just beautiful. I just couldn't be happier with it. So Harley Quinn Zero, thank you Chad Hardin again, signed right there. All right, the big boys for the autographs. My DC Comics Just Imagine Stan Lee's Batman. If you want to know the story behind this comic, again, check out my Denver Comic Con haul video, part 2, Stan Lee edition. But of course, I would love to get this graded. Stan Lee, Batman. You know, it's my son's second favorite superhero after Spider-Man, so it was just cool. Now I know the autograph is, you know, he's 93 years old and he was signing, God, he must have signed thousands of autographs on that first day and more on the second and so on. But yeah, they were rushing people through like an assembly line, but I was thrilled to meet him. My son was even more thrilled. That is his autograph. I did not pay the extra $20 for a hologram to be stuck on the book. You know, I was there, so I know who signed it, and they were not going to sell it anyway. So, but same goes with my son's. Again, this is my son's The Amazing Spider-Man number 365, 30th anniversary edition hologram that Stan Lee signed right over the top. The hologram, if you can tell there, is obviously a reproduction of Amazing Amazing Fantasy number 15. So, great book. Great guy. Stan Lee was just really cool. Love to get this graded. And this would be even better, believe it or not. Amazing Spider-Man number 500, triple signed. CBCS I would just love for them to get this book. But Stan Lee signed it. John Romita Jr. signed it because he was a penciler. And of course, this is a J. Scott Campbell cover, signed right there. Booyah. There you go. So, absolutely, I'd love to get that graded. Okay, we're less than 12 minutes. I'm going to fit in this last pile of books that I want to get graded. Going to the Silver Age. I guess it would be Silver Age, yeah. World's Finest, number 142. I'd actually like to get a better copy, but so far this is the only one I've found that's even decent. First appearance of my favorite supervillain, next to the Joker, so my second favorite supervillain. But my favorite Superman villain, the composite Superman. Love this character, thought it was a great concept. He shows up in a few issues. He shows up in the newest Batman Lego game. But I would love to get this graded just because it would probably come out like a 4 maybe a 5 if I'm really lucky, but probably a 4. We get dry cleaned and pressed first, of course. God, I'd love to get that graded. Now on to my favorite villain, and he is a super villain. He's super nuts. The Joker, his own issue, his own comic from the 70s, Joker number 1. This was a gift from my fiance a couple years ago. Gosh, I just loved it. And of course, you see all the other villains around. And I saw somebody talk about this issue on YouTube the other day, and they're saying, "Who's this?" That was a very temporary Catwoman costume, I do believe. But you know, obviously, it wasn't too popular because they moved on real quickly. All right, something newer. Again, New 52, Forever. Oh, Claire, we got Claire. All right, Forever Evil number 1. This is the 3D variant. This was when they had that 3D month. They did all the villains on 3D covers. This book was limited to 1 per comic shop. I don't really know how DC figured that out, but I guess if you had a licensed comic shop or whatever, or 1 per retailer, however you want to call it. So it's not incredibly limited, but it's definitely a whole lot less than the regular covers. Love to get that graded. It's dropped in price quite a bit from when I first got it, because I got it when it first came out because I just had to have it. But still love to get it graded. Great cover. Oh, God, one of my recent pickups from Denver Comic Con. Again, please look at the haul video. I invite you. Batman: The Killing Joke. First printing. Pretty green lettering. Oh, just awesome. The book is in fantastic shape. The binding is in perfect shape. When I held it up to the light, I saw a little bit of light scuffing over there, but I mean, it's not visible to, you know, even close up. But again, even with that, I would love to get this book graded. First appearance of Doomsday? Yeah, that easy. I'd like to get it graded. I know it's not worth a ton of money. I know that Doomsday that showed up in the Superman Batman movie was not great. But I did like the comics when they first came out. I collected this whole series when I was younger, and hey, it's Doomsday. Forever, he'll always be the villain that actually killed Superman, sorta, kinda. All right, Silver Age, The Creeper, issue number 1. Another new recent acquisition for Comic-Con. God, this thing! Look at the colors, just popping right out there. You know, the yellows of the Creeper, the green of his underwear that's on the outside of his outfit like every other superhero. The reds, I mean, everything about him is just popping out. The purple in the background, I love this cover. It's in great shape. Love to get it graded. First appearances again. Pay no attention to the price tag there. I didn't pay that. We have Justice League of America number 29. First appearance of, I'm going to say it's the first appearance of the Crime Syndicate from Earth 3. I know the sticker says first appearance of Valman and Ultraman, but I think overall it's the first appearance of the Crime Syndicate. Don't know why it wouldn't be. So I'd love to get it graded. Along with Justice League number 30, which a lot of people consider this to be the first appearance of the Crime Syndicate. Still looking for answers. Still a cool book. I'd like to get it graded just to have the pair. Godzilla number 1 with Dum Dum Dugan is in the first issue. It's great. But this is the, of course, the 1970, I think it was 1977 Marvel Comics issues, Godzilla, the whole series. I've got my first copy. I love Godzilla. This, again, this comic, I've seen a little bit better copies, but this one still, the colors are still popping. The staples are in, spine's in great shape. I wouldn't expect it to grade any less than a 7.5, maybe even an 8.0, but I want to send it off to get graded for just in case. Man, I didn't mean to hit 17 minutes. Alright, Golden Age book. My only Golden Age book. Wiz Comics number 67. You got Captain Marvel. You got Spy Smasher. God, look at the colors still. I mean, this is from the 1940s, and this looks great to me. The pages are nowhere near white, but you know what? Look at this cover. It's just beautiful. Love to get it graded. And last, but certainly not least, the comic I most want to get graded. This is my number 1 choice, bar none. Kiss. Out of the glare, Kiss. Kiss Marvel Comics Super Special. This is the one that everybody hears about. It's got the blood that was mixed in with the red ink. Each member of Kiss actually they had a nurse take blood, put it into the red ink, and there it is. I would love to get this book graded. I searched high and low for this book 5 years ago. I finally found one, bought it. It's an amazing book. And you know, like the rest of these, like most of the rest of these, it could probably stand a good pressing, but I expect this book to grade in the mid to high 9s. So that's it. Those are the books that I would like to see graded, my books that I'd like to have graded. And you know, I'm trying to think of who I know that hasn't been tagged yet in this little chain of videos. So I'm going to tag Simplified Comic Guy, because I don't think I've seen one of his yet. And I definitely want to tag Old Man Gamers. I don't think he's done one yet. And hey, Spartan, you know, Spartan actually now I think is also running the We Love Comics channel, or at least he has the name. I'm going to tag Spartan in this, get him out there, see what he thinks are some comics that he'd like to see graded. After that, guys, you know, I'm going to say bye now. We're at less than 20 minutes. Let's see if I can get done before 20. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have more subscribers. When I hit 100, which is a ways off, I'm going to have a big contest, I promise. And hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. I'm open to constructive criticism. And enjoy your day, enjoy your collections, and that's what they're there for. You know, smile and be proud.